read about and see the many publications which report on the deaths of our cetacean neighbors, deaths that continue, seemingly unabated, I am, as all of us who seek freedom for the cetacean, emotionally affected, angered sometimes almost beyond reason, and tremendously saddened at the needless and cruel deaths of those ocean neighbors of ours. Deaths which are the direct result of stress from the violent attempts to capture them, stress from hearing and possibly seeing their family members murdered, the stress from being held for long periods of time in enclosures before being transported by road, sea, and air in what can only be described as straitjackets, during which they are subjected to the internal and external bruising which occurs during their out-of-water journey. The deaths which occur shortly after their arrival at the prison to which they have been sold, and the premature deaths of many resulting from the stresses of suffering, the continuing physical and mental sufferings that are an inseparable part of their enslavement. You may have heard some say that the measure of a person's character can be seen in how he treats his dog. I believe that this includes how he treats all animals, and I believe that this is true of society as well. Often asked of we who are actively opposed to the opening of businesses which employ the use of live cetaceans, specifically here in Phuket, the Dolphin Bay Phuket dolphinarium, is the question: Thailand has zoos, elephant shows, and elephant treks, and it already has 2 dolphinariums. What's the fuss about one more dolphinarium? My instinctive response is, surely you don't suggest that the fact that something was once legal, or at least not illegal, should translate into a failure to make that something illegal if it is discovered to be immoral, cruel, and something which society no longer can tolerate. It used to be legal to own human slaves, and it was at one time not illegal to beat one's horse. Society can and should evolve. That means changing existing laws or enacting new ones. So my response to the question is, yes, we do have those places. And at one time people, not just people of Thailand, thought nothing of such things. We, Thailand included, have discovered the immorality of such enterprises, and there is a large movement afoot throughout the world to end all such practices. My reason for focusing on the cetacean abuse and enslavement is the clear-cut evidence of the degree of their sentience, their intelligence, their ability to suffer pain and mental suffering no less than that of our own, the complexity of their family and social structure, our recently acquired knowledge of their possession of communication skills which appear to be far superior to that of our own, in which they can send and receive 3-dimensional photographs of what they see, even of what they think, from and over distances of 20 kilometers or more. The more scientific research that is conducted into the wild dolphin, the more credibility can be found in the following statement. For years now, man has been searching the stars for an intelligent, non-human being, a creature whose intelligence matches or is superior to that of our own. The more we learn about the cetacean, the more probable it seems that we have already found that elusive creature in the oceans of our own world, and that this creature is the cetacean. In December of 2014, The measure of Thailand's character could be said to have risen immensely with the passage of that piece of legislation which clearly intended to strike a blow against cruelty to a wide array of animals in Thailand. That it included animals kept for entertainment purposes speaks for itself. Dolphins were to be included. Less than 1 year later, due to the approval granted for the opening of the Dolphin Bay Phuket Dolphinarium, that measure of Thailand's character has become questionable to both those living in Thailand and the world abroad. Does Thailand possess the will to reconfirm the December 2014 measure of its character? I sincerely hope so. The knowledge is out there, readily available on the internet. There may be disagreements as to the exact degree of intelligence which these animals possess, but there can be no doubt that the captivity inflicts a great deal of physical and mental suffering to cetaceans in general and the dolphin in particular. The laws of Thailand, as in most civilized countries, have made the infliction of such cruelties a criminal offense. Society is a complex structure which maintains that structure through the enactment and enforcement of laws and regulations in order to protect itself and those whom it deems to warrant its protection. The Protection of Animal Cruelty and Provision of Animal Welfare Act 2014 was enacted on December the 27th of 2014 and specifically included the dolphin as an animal to be protected against the infliction of a cruelty, to wit, physical or mental cruelty. To fail to examine whether such cruelties are indeed taking place at Dolphin Bay Phuket and pursue the appropriate solution if they are, is to cause to that progressive and admirable piece of legislation to not even be worth the paper upon which it is written. Moreover, if that legislation can be ignored or overlooked, what other laws can be similarly overlooked or ignored? A slippery slope indeed, as I see it. If a law is not to be enforced, then repeal the law, but don't make a joke of the entire judicial system by picking and choosing which laws shall apply, and to whom.